Good afternoon. I'm still reporting on before the coup. A good friend just sent me this rare old video of Fox News founding chairman, the now departed Roger Ailes, interviewing Donald Trump. You get a really good view of the character of this 48-year-old successful New York real estate developer back in the same year that I was filming The Money Masters.
You went through some tough times, but I'll tell you something. I saw you, I forget. I saw you, I've known you a long time, and I saw you at your peak. I also saw you during those bad times. And you know what always impressed me? You were no different.
Well, thank you. That's a great compliment.
No different.
That's a good compliment. You can't take it too seriously. I mean, I know you're going to be up. I'll be up. I'll be down. You can't really, guys like us,
keep coming.
You just keep coming. That's all you can do. And yeah, sometimes it's not easy. They say, come on out to dinner, and you have 400 people, and they're looking and staring, and they're saying, I wonder how he's taking adversity. But you learn a lot about yourself, and you learn a lot about other people. You learn about loyalty. I learned a lot about loyalty. I had people that I would have bet the ranch on, and they were not as loyal as they should have been.
Right.
And I had people that I wouldn't have, and they turned out to be, unbelievable. Really.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So you just can't tell. It's not color, it's not race, it's not religion, it's not anything, Roger. You just can't tell.
Rich guys are often not well-liked guys. But what's interesting to me is the guy on the street, the cab drivers, the guys working on the road crews, they all go, hey, Donald, how's it going? Hey, it's almost like they feel very comfortable with you, like you're one of them. And I've never quite figured out how you bridged it.
The people that don't like me are the rich people. Okay, it's a funny thing. I mean, they can't stand me. I mean, I have friends, and I have not only friends, I have enemies, jerks. They work, they hurt people, they this, they that, and then they call up, can you help me get a reservation at a restaurant, okay? I say, what's the purpose of being rich if you can't get a table at a restaurant? The people that like me are the people that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The rich people do not like Donald Trump.
Isn't that amazing?
Well, I sort of love it.
We're back talking with one of the most famous men in the country, and for good reason. He's also a really nice guy, and he does an awful lot for other people that doesn't get reported in the press. The press sometimes treats you good, sometimes they love to hate you, sometimes they love you, sometimes they hate you.
Well, they're very uneven. Some are very good, but I've met some of the most dishonest people I've ever met are in the press. I mean, they are literally some of the most dishonest, despicable people. And, when you see the public hates the press so much, the public understands. Some of the most truly dishonest, and I mean people where you tell them something, they know exactly what they should be writing, and they write exactly the opposite for the sake of a story. They're truly despicable people in many cases.
Tell me about Mar-a-Lago.
It's a fabulous house. It's the greatest house in the United States, easily by far, by any account. And it's a great private social club right now. And it's something we're very proud of. I mean, it's really taken shape.
So now to join that private club, it costs what, 75 grand a year?
$75,000 to join. And during the bad times, I'm sitting here with this house that cost a fortune to maintain, $3 million a year. And I'm saying, is this ridiculous? And I started this process to get it into sort of an income producing thing. But I really did it to save Mar-a-Lago, because ultimately, how many jerks are like Donald Trump that are going to spend this kind of money? It's truly one of the great landmarks in the country.
What did it cost to keep that up?
About $3 million a year.
Just to run it, just to keep it up.
And you know what? $3 million is a lot of money, but at bad times, it's a lot of money. So I said, you know what? I'll probably have bad times again someday. I want to make sure that this little sucker is taken care of. So it's really, it's just going to be a great thing, and very, very successful.
Would you ever run for politics, or would you worry about them going after your life? I mean, messing up your life, messing up you too. How would you feel if he went into politics?
I think he would do terrific.
There's a certain dishonesty, unfortunately, that you need for running for office. Now, it's an unfortunate thing, but you would know this perhaps better than anybody in the world, right?
I've coached a few.
I'm a pretty straight guy, and I'm not sure that somebody that really calls it like it is and says this is what you have to do, I'm not sure that kind of a guy gets elected. Maybe so, maybe not. Everybody wants me to do it. They all want me to run. But I would take a much harder stand. I'd take a much more difficult stand, I would say. Make a couple of enemies. I think maybe so, maybe not. Everybody wants me to do it. They all want me to run. But I would take a much harder stand. I'd take a much more difficult stand, I would say. Make a couple of enemies. I think I'd make a lot of friends ultimately. But I'm not sure that type of person is really electable.
If the United States government took a firmer stand with foreign countries, would we be better off, or are we so much now a part of the nation of the community of nations that we can't really afford to offend anybody?
I think we'd be better off, and I think we'd be far more respected. I just think that people would have far greater respect for this country if we took a much tougher stand.